Hi Virgo, I will be laying out 10 more cards, 5 for love, 5 for career, to have a look and see how these general messages could apply for you in these areas of your life. Okay, so let's get straight into it and have a look and see what's coming up for love, Virgo. In terms of love, okay, interestingly, the Leo has come up twice for you, so I definitely feel if anyone is out there dealing with the Leo, these messages could be more heightened for you, or there could be a destined Leo coming in and you might not be expecting it, or it's someone who's portraying themselves as a Leo, okay, quite self-empowered, quite confident, nurturing, protective, and things of that nature here, but the Leo has come up with strength. Okay, there's definitely a situation coming up with some of you where you will require strength, especially mental strength. And I say that because the Strength card is right next to the Eight of Swords. Now, the Swords is all about communication. Again, it's about attitude, the way we think about ourselves, insecurities, self-esteem. There could be a bit of bruised ego for some of you, either for you, Virgo, or someone that you're dealing with. I say that because Leos are known to be driven by their egos. Everyone is, absolutely. But I suppose from a zodiac, astrological point of view, in terms of characteristics, you know, that's what makes Leos such great leaders, and they're great at initiative and things like that because they're so driven by ego, okay? But that could prove to be in a challenging aspect for a lot of you. And it's possibly something that you didn't see coming. It could also indicate, the Eight of Swords, that there's an air sign here who is going into something quite blindly, not really having open-mindedness. It could even be things like narrow-mindedness coming in, and hence that Strength card is here because things need to be imbalanced. There's a lot that could be one-sided. Don't get me wrong, the Star card here could definitely symbolize you remedying the situation. But if you are dealing with a fellow Earth sign here, maybe a Libra with the scales, there could be things that are a little bit one-sided. One person is giving a lot more than the other in a relationship or in a connection this month. And it's important you balance each other out here because the High Priestess is here. And the black and white pillars are as equal. They're almost identical except in color. So it's about getting to a stage in your relationship where there's equality. And if you can't get to that stage, then the Strength card could signify you have to go through new beginnings, move on and move ahead. Don't forget, the Fool card is connected to experiences though, Virgo. So for a lot of you, I want to say you need to try and make things right. And if that's not working, you know, if you've tried once, twice, if that's not working, then maybe things aren't meant to be right now in terms of a connection. I don't know if you need to tame a situation. Again, the Maiden and the Lion are an unlikely pair. She's gentle, she's virginal, she's sensitive, she's otherworldly. The Lion is carnal, it's primitive, it's wild, it's not domesticated. So an unlikely pairing, or the two of you trying to even change each other. But it looks like it works in this card. The Lion is not attacking her. The Lion is quite poised, you know, receiving her affection and is enjoying that. So there's obviously something that you give to each other, ego, through mentality, emotionally, in terms of insecurities. There's some sort of void that you might have, or this person might have, that you're actually giving to each other this month, okay? And maybe you'll come to learn that with the epiphanies coming up with the Four of Cups. The High Priestess is also prophecy. It's a major reveal. It's an announcement. It could even be connected to pregnancy or pregnancy news for a lot of you. Meeting someone quite maternal or paternal, meeting someone that's prophesized to be in your life at this stage because there's something that they have to teach you. There's a lesson. It's all karmically linked. Destiny is linked. Law of attraction. It's all just its own concoction here. Things might even be at a bit of a standstill here with the Knight of Pentacles. Look, it's not all bad. The Knight of Pentacles is the last knight of the deck. He's done a lot, he's been a lot, he's quite refined. So what comes up is you potentially being in quite a selective process here, or you've refined the senses. Maybe you're refining or redefining what you want in a relationship. you're making changes to yourself internally, maybe externally, maybe your mate is making these changes as well. But I do feel like there is someone coming forward here, begging and pleading. There could even be exes or people that you didn't see coming. They're not sure about how to communicate themselves, okay? The way they're coming across with the Eight of Swords, they're unsure how to express something to you. They're going into it blindly. It can be impulsiveness, it's irrationality as well. But I do feel like there might be some of you might have someone reaching out, begging to take them back. You might be begging for someone to take you back, Virgo, but you know, it's extremities here with the Six. There's a very clear distinction. It's almost like there's a line drawn in the sand. That might be coming up for you. And it's really going to redefine things. It could lead to new beginnings, but like I said, it's make or break. It's either you submit, it's the submission. That's what I'm seeing, submission in relationships. It's like, I see what you're doing, I know what you're doing is wrong, but I'm going to turn a blind eye to it. I'm going to refuse to take it what it really is, or see it for what it really is, or maybe this is how someone is feeling about you. But there could be surrendering or submission here as well, maybe even a bit of gameplay or mind games that could be coming up this month in terms of relationships. But some of you might be meeting someone that they're coming forward, you know, twin flame union, could be happening online, destiny at play. They have something important to say or to tell or reveal, and it could definitely lead to promising new beginnings here as well for some of you, okay? Let's have a look at career though, business, finance, see what comes up in creative endeavors, I suppose. Okay, a brand new chapter is coming up with the Ace of Swords for a lot of you Virgos. An opportunity where you need to fight for your position, fight for your mentality, fight for your freedom, fight for creative pursuits, acknowledgement, accolades. The Ace of Swords is often a testing phase. Aces are brand new chapters, absolutely. So brand new opportunities can be offered to you, especially if you have important meetings, job interviews, professional or business connections that might make their way to you. Aries has come up 3 times though. Emperor, the Sun, and the Fool. Potentially even 3 new beginnings, that repetition of 3. 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, and Aries coming up 3 times here. Now, Aries is a sign of challenge, of conquest, of ambition, new beginnings, combustion, acceleration. So a lot of momentum in career. It's almost like it's full speed ahead in creative pursuits or career, maybe with ideas, maybe with contacting people, maybe it could even be quite a tense working environment in January. Why? Because Aries, god of conflict, okay, opposition, war. So suddenly we have what can be it could even be like healthy competition, or a competitive streak, or a tense working environment. Could even feel like you're a little bit on edge here, Virgo, or someone you're dealing with or working with is on edge as well. And maybe this is the fighting for communication here. Crowned with a crown here, so you've got victory on your side because of the way you'll communicate or correspond to someone or something here. You know, the Emperor, for the most part, can be quite an influential person who's coming in, or an organization. Often is quite intimidating. The Emperor is part of an elite circle. They have a vast amount of experience or skills, knowledge or superiority, even seniority. So I feel like some of you might be applying for a senior role. You might be trying to get into a large organization, an elite circle, a government organization, something that could be quite intimidating or a little bit tough to get into. But you're really paving your way here, Virgo. So I feel like the solid foundations have come up with the pillars here and the foundations of the bridge. Solid foundations that you're building in terms of career. I definitely feel like destiny's on your side here. And again, you know, you can see those solid foundations present. It's almost thematic because it's present also with the Emperor and his stone throne here. So laying down solid foundations or concrete plans is coming up for you in terms of career. Look, there might be some losses because of uneducated behavior, guesstimates, risk-taking behavior. You might have losses and you might be grieving or assessing these losses. Something that spilled through your fingers, or a turn of events that didn't occur how you wanted them to. That could be coming up in career. But what I love about the Emperor is that he's so resilient. No matter what he goes through, the hardships that come with ruling an empire, you know, imperialism and resources and civilization and law and order, there's so much that falls under the Emperor that for a lot of you, there's a lot of responsibility, but you'll take to it quite well, Virgo. Sort of like you'll cop it on the chin, but you'll take to it quite well, and you'll be able to do things in quite a poised manner, despite what could be a tension-filled environment or situation or circumstance that you may find yourself in. Now, the Knight of Wands is here, so there's definitely travel opportunities or internal movements, departments, traveling for work, increased commutes, or even going on a holiday away from work, taking time off. You might be getting a lot of inspiration if that's what you're choosing to do, because the stars and the sun bring a lot of inspiration. Humanity as a whole, we look to the heavens, to the skies for answers, for inspiration, for guidance and direction. So I feel for those involved in the creative or the artistic realms, there's definitely some source of inspiration that's coming to you in this month. The child can also indicate learning something new, acquiring a new skill, receiving a diploma, a certificate, an acknowledgement of some kind, going back to school, having a training seminar in the workplace, educating yourself about something new, or coming into experience something you haven't experienced before. Remember, the Fool can be trial and error. It's a testing phase, but you need that. You need to experience it to absorb and take the most of what is happening here. The Sun can also be children and family. So for some of you, you might be starting working from home, even working with children, children's authorship, children's books, housing, real estate. That could also be the case. The Sun is about self-identity here. So I do feel like you're in the spotlight here now. This could be a few different things. You could be in the hot seat this month for work or business. You might have the sun shining down on you. You might be receiving blessings of some kind, incentive, money, okay, offers, abundance coming in, openness, receptivity, or your ideas might be extracted and made an example of, or your contributions might be praised here as well during this upcoming month. So that is quite exciting as well here, Virgo. But look, I will leave your reading at that.